I must have driven to Everton's training ground hundreds, if not thousands of times over the years.
Say what's on your mind.
It's just Kevin Kilban for Football Focus. Thank you. You always get a warm welcome at Everton's training ground, but there probably hasn't been as many smiles on faces as there was at this time last year.
Anything you decide.
Hopes for European football next season are gone. And it's hard to put your finger on why. One guy you can always trust for an honest opinion is Tim Howard. Let's go and see what he's got to say.
I'm just trying to know.
It's almost a year to the day since you beat Arsenal. Then you put yourself in pole position for that fourth place. You look like you're going to go on and finish fourth. What's happened this year then, considering the optimism that was around the team at the start of the year?
Well, I think everybody would agree it's not been good enough, you know. The performances, some have been very good and some haven't. We can talk about injuries and luck and all the rest of it, but the truth is in the table, and you know we take full responsibility for that.
Howard has it on there, and Fraser Campbell has, and Crystal Palace have come from behind.
You've gone from, over the last few years, particularly under David Moyes, having an excellent defensive lineup, and I think this season that's been the thing that's most stand out for me when I've watched you this year, is how wide open you've been. You've been exposed a lot, haven't you? So why is that then?
It's a tough one to put our finger on, to be honest, and I think we've all taken responsibility in trying to look for the answers. You know, it's not our God-given right to be challenging for fourth place every year. You know, as much as we would like to be in the Champions League, sometimes you have a bad run, you have a bad stretch, and it sucks to hear. You know, it's not nice to go through as a player and to be criticised, but that happens.
It has been argued last season was largely down to what David Moyes had done from a defensive point of view. Now this season we've seen what Roberto Martinez has done.
I just think it's an easy argument. When you look at football, it's there to be scrutinized and picked apart, and it doesn't make any sense for someone on the outside analyzing this team to say last year's team was Roberto Martinez's team and this year's team is Roberto Martinez's team, because they can't find the link. So what do? They go to David Moyes and say it was his team, and now this year it's Roberto Martinez's team, and start pointing the fingers. It's wrong. The manager is steadfast in his belief that he's always trying to get the formation right and always trying to make sure. I think that's the one thing that Roberto Martinez doesn't get enough credit for. He's constantly harping on us to be tight at the back and to be organized, particularly importantly when we're in possession of the ball.
How do you feel this season's gone for you personally then?
I don't get caught up in the day-to-day stats, you know. There's times where I feel like I'm playing really well, and then there's other times where, as in any goalkeeper, you wish you could do things differently. You know, I've had some brilliant games this season, and unfortunately I haven't had enough of them.
How difficult was it for you to stay motivated, stay focused after that big high for you and the team over the World Cup in the summer? You
know, it depends who you are as an individual. You know, I've always stayed grounded. So for me, it wasn't like there wasn't a come down, there wasn't a lack of motivation. I think it's just the opposite. When there's a lack of motivation, I'll stop playing. I can assure you that. 2
or 3 years down the line, World Cup year. Is that your ultimate target? Is that what you're looking at from a personal point of view? World Cup?
Definitely.
Then where does Tim Howard go from there then?
To the beach, I've said, you know, I'm finished.
Is it? Yeah?
Yeah, 2018. In May, my contract finishes at Everton, and then June, July is the World Cup, and then I'll call it quits.
So you'd never see yourself going back, play MLS, play for any other club?
No, as I said, it's hard to. I've got a wonderful chairman who's, you know, paid my bills for a long, long time, and I'm grateful to him for that. And I think it's disrespectful to speak about any other club aside from Everton. So, as I said, I'm here for the next 3 years, and when that contract finishes, I'll be done playing football. It'll be a good day.